In the year 2022, an unspeakable disaster has happened in the land where I was born. Peaceful people were attacked by a Russian army of demonic criminals, rapists, and murderers. The power in their state was seized by abominable villains and hell-bent demons. Their pathetic leader is a lowlife named Putin. Look at this illustration from the 1864 grimoire by Colin de Plancy. Here he is, the demon chief Baal, who, according to ancient scripture, leads legions of his horrible minions. That's just a prophetic image of that beast named Putin. And on the other side, the side of Ukraine, we have fighting warriors of light. One of these warriors provided me with his photos and videos from the territories where the terrible war devastated the people and the land. This is what it looks like through the eyes of the Ukrainian soldier. The brave defenders of liberty, justice, and peace more than ever need your support, both moral and material. In the description of this video, you will find links and recommendations on how you can help the heroes of light and love finish the hated Hydra as soon as possible, thus saving the lives of children, animals, the elderly, and Ukrainian people. Please don't be indifferent. Share this video, give it your like, and appeal to your politicians with an urgent demand to provide the soldiers of Ukraine with victorious weapons and everything they need to destroy the demons, thus returning a peaceful sky above people's heads as soon as possible. Watch this video to the end and see what war looks like. A truce with a demon is impossible. He himself and all his henchmen must be destroyed. This is the most important mission of all mankind. Glory to Ukraine.
And now, I will read to you a soldier's tale, where in his own words he describes his experience. I am Oleksandr, a veteran of the military actions in the war of Russia against Ukraine. From 2015 to 2016, I fought on the front lines as a sniper. When the full-scale war began, while in reserve, I had no other intentions but to defend my country and continue doing so. That is why, on February 24, at 6 o'clock in the morning, I went with my fellow veteran brothers-in-arms to a military unit where we were officially included in the list of combat groups and issued weapons. After receiving our first combat orders, we headed to Kyiv, where battles raged in attempts to encircle the capital. There I saw the first Buryat-looking rashist killed, and it filled me with even more disgust as I saw a child's toy among the ruins, as evidenced by one of the photos. We stopped the enemy's advances there and were transferred to the Chernihiv region, where we set up ambushes on columns of armored vehicles and conducted raids on enemy camps and headquarters. In Chernihiv, I first used the H-LAV anti-tank missile in battle and destroyed a state-of-the-art Russian BTR-82A armored personnel carrier. There we took our first prisoners of war, and our unit had the first wounded soldiers. After our campaign in Chernihiv, we were relocated to Kharkiv region, where we stopped enemy columns. We then moved on to Bilohorivka, where we engaged in incredible battles on an unprecedented scale. Thanks to our artillery and aviation, we destroyed over 1.5 armored battalions and over 1,500 Russian terrorists. Some photographs attest to the enemy's attempts to establish pontoon crossings. What struck me was the enemy's stupidity when they systematically set up a new crossing in the same place where the previous one had been destroyed. We had to get creative, such as using a military winch to set up timed mechanisms, covering them with foam and launching them downstream onto enemy boats. but it was in Bilohorivka where we all suffered the most, with everyone, without exception, being wounded or traumatized. After Bilohorivka, we went to Severodonetsk, where there were close combat battles, sometimes at a distance of only 30 meters. We were also surrounded, all the bridges were destroyed, and we had to leave the city on makeshift rafts under heavy fire. Photos and videos from Severodonetsk show us barely crossing a bridge with a pile of burned-out vehicles, as well as footage of a cloud of ammonia and shots of the city's buildings. After that, we went to Lysychansk. There are also a few shots of burned buildings. Then there was a Balaklia operation, where we advanced extremely successfully and quickly. There, our unit found weak spots where our troops could enter after our artillery preparation. We were one of the first to enter the city of Balaklia, where the enemy, not expecting our breakthrough, had changed into civilian clothing, even women's clothes, and tried to escape the city. There was a terrible battle on the Balaklia bridge, where we lost 5 soldiers. There was also an encirclement from which we managed to break out. This was also the time when I got injured. There is a photo of shrapnel sticking out of my boot. After that, we had joined operations with the infantry, advancing and establishing our main forces. We collaborated with the famous Da Vinci, who unfortunately recently died. Then there were operations near Svatove and Kreminaya. After that, we worked on the border with Russia. Currently, we have been moved to the south and are carrying out combat tasks here. That was the first-hand description of the war from the eyes of the soldier who bravely defends his motherland and fights the enemies for freedom, for Ukraine, for the whole world. Now, tell me, if you could help, wouldn't you do so? These soldiers, they're in desperate needs of some equipment, especially night vision goggles that save lives, especially some night vision drones, and lots of different small things, boots and other disposable equipment that they use constantly to save lives and to make sure that their brothers in arms have everything they need to fight the war. Ukraine does everything it can, but the resources are stretched thin and the soldiers are in desperate need of all the equipment. If you are willing to help even a little bit, please take a look at the links below where you could find the way you could donate or perhaps help some other way. All help will speed up the end of this terrible war and the end of the terrorist-sponsored country the demons cannot rule. Once again, we appeal for your help on behalf of the soldiers, and we are helping as well. Thank you for watching, and thank you for listening. Thanks and praises to all of you who are willing to help, and God bless the brave Ukrainian soldiers. Let them win soon, and let them save lives.